Hey everybody, today I'm just going to talk a little bit about some facets of nasal breathing. A lot of it comes from this book right here, The Oxygen Advantage. I would strongly recommend this read if you want to dive a little bit deeper into this topic, because I think it's a game changer for a lot of people. Real quick, the nose, great because it filters air. It's going to warm the air as it comes in, and it gives you enough air for most of your activities. And this can include exercise. Okay, so what happens is a lot of the time when we are sleeping or we're doing some kind of moderate exercise, or maybe just when we're sitting on the couch not really being mindful of our own breath, we will revert to mouth breathing. And what happens here, because the mouth is such a larger cavity, the nose only has such a small space to let air in through, you get over breathing where you're taking too much air in, and I'll get to why that might be a bad thing in a second. You're going to decrease your CO2 tolerance, and again I'll break that down. You're going to decrease the oxygen delivery to the cells in your body. Okay, so you think about, it's vital that oxygen reaches your organs, your muscles, your bones, your tendons and your ligaments. Even though they get very little blood flow as is, imagine how much less oxygen they're getting if you're decreasing the availability. The one plus side is it will increase your endurance during high demand activities. So I'm not expecting you to go into your sport or into some kind of race and stay nasal the whole time. The mouth is there for when we've kind of reached our upper limit. But the goal here should be to increase that limit and spend more of our time breathing through our nose for these reasons here. So the CO2 tolerance. This whole thing, it's much more about the CO2 than it is about the oxygen, because our blood is mostly saturated with oxygen. We're talking 95 to 99% saturated pretty much at all times. It's not easy to decrease that saturation. What we're doing when we're breathing, and the reason we start to breathe harder as we exercise, is because carbon dioxide is building up in our system, and that's what triggers all the processes in our brain that increase breathing rate and cause us to, react and respond. So if we can increase our tolerance to CO2 by allowing more CO2 to stay in our system by nasal breathing, then we're going to be able to last a lot longer before we're heaving and panting as we do when we get fatigued. The other thing that happens is in the blood, oxygen binds to our red blood cells and travels through our system, and ideally gets dropped off at the tissues that need it most, right? What happens is the oxygen actually gets stuck to the red blood cell unless there is CO2 present. So as CO2, carbon dioxide, decreases in our blood from overbreathing, the oxygen actually just gets stuck and is less available to the tissues where it's needed most. So sounds extremely counterintuitive, but if we can breathe less by breathing through our nose, then we are actually going to have more oxygen to deliver, not more oxygen present, but more oxygen available to the tissues. And I mean, it goes without saying, this is something that's extremely important, especially if we're looking at the upper ends of performance and health. Okay, so something that I recommend, I've played with this myself. This is just some 3M sensitive skin tape, super easy to find. I will actually put this over my mouth while I'm sleeping, because that is the one time that you don't have conscious control over your breath, right? So if you ever wake up with a dry mouth, or if you snore, anything like that, it's very likely that you revert to mouth breathing while you're sleeping. And this is a really good option to just keep it through the nose all through the night. Okay, that's a huge chunk of your day. For those of you that might be concerned, it's not extremely sticky. It does not cause any pain when it comes off. So if this was across your mouth, it's not gonna put you in a dangerous situation where, you know, if your nose gets clogged up, you're not gonna be able to open your mouth. Okay, that's not what's gonna happen at all. Also, doing low level cardio or your strength training, unless you're doing something really heavy, you can probably stay through your nose the whole time. And then even just little breath hold activities where, you know, maybe you breathe and then you just pause, an extended pause before you breathe out, and then an extended pause before you breathe in. And all those things that will slow down your breathing rate, increasing CO2 tolerance, and creating a better system for us. That's all I've got for you. Thanks for watching.